Hi guys, welcome to another lecture in the series of lectures on um, Sylvia Plath. Today we're going to be reading through one of her journal entries, and then we're going to have a discussion about it. This journal entry is from July 1950, so Plath may have been around 18 years old at this time. The entry says, I may never be happy, but tonight I'm content. Nothing more than an empty house, the warm, hazy weariness from a day spent setting strawberry runners in the sun, a glass of cool sweet milk, and a shallow dish of blueberries bathed in cream. Now I know how people can live without books, without college. When one is so tired at the end of the day, one must sleep. And at the next dawn, there are more strawberry runners to set, and so one goes on living near the earth. At times like this, I'd call myself a fool to ask for more. Now, if you see the way she begins this journal entry, I may never be happy, but tonight I'm content. Um, it's terribly, terribly tragic that at 18 somebody has made peace with the fact that they have chronic depression and they'll never be happy. But they're content today. Why? Because they're too tired. Um, so they should be able to sleep. And the house is empty. So perhaps finding peace in that emptiness. Um, and the first line of this diary entry, I may never be happy, but tonight I'm content, as well as the last line, at times like this, I'd call myself a fool to ask for more. You can already see from this journal at 18 what the end of this life would be. Um, if you read through her poems, if you read through what Hughes has written about her, the whole experience with um, actually the whole collection of the birthday letters, and I'd also probably in the middle of this do an overall reflection on the birthday letters, because I feel like the birthday letters is very crucial to the unabridged journals of Sylvia Plath, and not just the unabridged journals, but also to just Plath's life in general. If you read through this, you can already see that she's made peace with the fact that she's chronic depression. Now, a lot of people in or around the world still perhaps, because there's lack of mental health awareness or whatever you would want to call it, believe that chronic depression can be fixed. It cannot. You can see it in this diary entry that she has chronic depression. She's content, so she's very clear. She is not clear, but in the diary entry, you can understand that there's clarity about the fact that she has chronic depression, that there are signs of chronic depression. And then, when you read through things like one goes on living near the earth, she has already in her head left the earth, right? That's severely tragic. That she has said near the earth and not on the earth, because she's just about left already without having left. It was at the age of 36 that she went on to take her own life, right? But at 18 only, which is, I think, almost 22 years before the end, she has left the earth. She's living near the earth. It may have been one of those days when she's off from college. Um, she doesn't have a lot to read right now. And so, yeah, she's content with the fact that she's able to sleep today. And not just able to sleep today, but also that that she's that she's not actively having something depressing in her life going on. She's content. Because depression is now a part of her being in a certain way. One more thing this diary entry or journal or Plath's life is a reminder of the fact that we that yes, this journal was written so many years ago, 1950. She was not um, she was not somebody who was not known, right? She was known. The story of Plath is very widely known around the world. But there's still not much awareness. If you cross reference this to people like, say, um, the Friends Starcast member who just passed away, Matthew Perry, so many years have passed. There's no enough awareness. Making this into a literary event, this kind of acceptance on an 18-year-old's part, even worse. Because of course now she's dead, she can't change anything about somebody having published this. This is something really personal. And along with that, if you just look at the sentence structures in this diary entry, the first sentence is really small, right? I may never be happy, comma, but tonight I'm content. But then you look at the second sentence, which is so long. Nothing more than an empty house, comma, the warm hazy weariness from a day spent setting strawberry runners in the sun, comma, a glass of cool sweet milk, comma, and a shallow dish of blueberries bathed in cream, full stop. So when Plath mentions blood jet poetry, here you can see that she's so out of balance. She's not able to even keep track of her of the form of sentences that she's writing technically. Because as a poet, Plath writes very eloquently. She measures her words carefully. She punctuates them carefully. But here you can see she's bleeding on paper. And at 18 only, despite the fact that there's no active mention of the fact that she's thinking of self-harming, anything like that. It's a very casual diary entry. Nothing depressing outwardly. But if you read into the lines, she already gave up on life. She's not on the earth anymore. She knows she can never be happy. She's content because she can go to sleep today, and that's about it. You cannot have fixed a person like that, but maybe saved them from ending their life the way she did. If only all these self anointed people who wanted to um, fix her in any way via ECT, other things, would have not jumped in. If perhaps Hughes, as an admirer, would have made peace with the fact that she's not someone who's just supposed to be admired, right? Maybe some of that could have healed her. Like, that's just a lot of deliberative questions that I want to put out there, or food for thought. But there must have been something that could have calmed that broken soul, if not fixed it. And so this was just, I guess, like an overall easing in discussion on the readings of the journals of Sylvia Plath. I'll put this diary entry also in the notes. You guys can refer to it, and of course also make notes of whatever I've said. Don't forget to do the task, guys, and we shall resume with the lectures on this course soon again. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel. Press the bell icon to stay updated for whenever I drop a new lecture. And if you haven't read through Plath's work, try reading that on the side. I'd write some prescribed text in the notes that I'd like people to go through before we move further ahead in this course. And like, I'll prescribe some texts to read additionally before we move further ahead in this course. And those texts may just about help you get a better understanding of Plath. The diary entries are, of course, the closest you can perhaps get to her. But those prescribed texts may help you with cross-referencing things in your head. And I think cross-referencing always helps in terms of the multiple perspectives that you get. That's about it. See you soon in another lecture. I apologize if I've sounded confused, stuttered, stammered, or anything during the course of this lecture. Plath happens to be a personality, a poet, and a tragedy that I personally feel a lot for, and so when talking about her, it's just like, I hope that I'm able to do justice to her, that part, and that's why I'm nervous. See you soon.